Okay, students, today I'm going to show you how to do peer review on Turnitin.com. So notice I've got my class here that I'm signed up for. I'm going to click on the class, and under a paper there's going to be a section where there's an option for Peermark. Notice I have my turning point draft here. I have submitted this paper. As it shows here, the paper is submitted. And so on the day of the Peermark, what you're going to do is you're going to click under here where it says Write Reviews. And you click Write Reviews, you notice there are I've got 3 reviews here, 3 different classmates' papers for me to read to give some feedback to help them revise their paper. So what I'll do is I'll just click one, and the paper is going to pop up. Now you'll notice that it's anonymous. I don't know who wrote the paper. Their name is on the paper. The person's not going to know that I've read their paper. So it's a completely anonymous way to give your classmates some help. Now I'll read through the paper here on the side. I can highlight in the paper if there are comments I want to make. I like this, right? Put the comments in there. Don't feel like you have to comment on everything on this paper. Just feel like if there's a really big comment you want to make, you can make one here or there. What I want everyone to do though, even if you don't do comments in the paper, are answer these questions on the side. On the side there are 3 questions for you to answer about the paper that you're reading. It asks you to give some praise, ask a question, and give some polish. So praise, point out at least one specific thing that works in the paper. And make it something specific. Saying something like, everything looks good, is too vague. That doesn't really help me in the paper. So instead think of something specific you can say. Look at the scoring guide for the paper and that might help. So I might say, I like the way your hook grabs my attention. Or I might say, the description of the injury in the 4th paragraph is really powerful. Right now I've given them some specific things I like in the paper. Question, what are some things that you are curious about in the paper? Things that you either found confusing or questions you have for the author. Have you considered moving the 4th paragraph to the beginning? Or why did you make the decision to quit? Maybe that's part of the paper that you just didn't understand, didn't make much sense. And then polish. Give some specific suggestions for things to be improved. Don't just say like, it all looks good, because you have just given them no help. They need your help in figuring out what to do to make the paper better. However, don't also say like bad organization. That's too hurtful. That's just complaining. You're not complaining, you're giving advice. So say something like, make your thesis clearer in your introduction. Or your details about the game in the 5th paragraph could be more vivid, right? Now giving them some specific things to maybe add to their paper. When I'm done with my review, I'm going to click Submit. Now I can return to my assignment inbox. Now that paper will be done, and I can pull up another paper. You'll have 3 classmates' papers to read. Once you've read and commented on all 3 classmates' papers, it will ask you to do a self-review. I do want you, if you have time, to review your own paper now and give yourself a PQP, a praise, a question, and a polish. At the end of the school day at 2:30, if you log back into Turnitin.com, right next to where it says Write Reviews, there will be an option to read reviews. So when you go home, open up Turnitin.com, you'll read your classmates' reviews. At least 3 classmates will have read your paper, and they will give you some suggestions for things that you could do to improve the paper, or give you some praise for your paper. And that's all just to help you in the drafting process. And so you'll take your classmates' feedback and come back to school and conference with your teacher then about, well, here's what my classmates thought about my paper, and then here's what I think maybe I should do. So that is how you do Peermark on Turnitin.com. Remember, the whole idea is not to complain about your classmates' paper. The idea is, let me give them some constructive, helpful advice.